Welcome guys back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing Q&A. You asked me a lot of questions in the comments on my last few videos, and I'm here to answer them for you. I need you to write comments down below to let me know if you like these videos, if you like weekly, monthly Q&As, and if so, just comment down below to let me know. And if you have any more questions, obviously drop them in the comments down below, and I will answer them in my future either Q&A video or maybe some other videos. Jed is looking at the camera. Is it look okay?
Yeah, it's focusing on you.
The first question I have is from Alan Thompson. He says, "Hi Evie, how much are you and Jed paying for the high top? I'm thinking about getting one done. Maybe you can recommend your company to me after you have yours done. Please do your review. Thanks." Thank you so much, Alan, for your question. We're getting our high top done at Fiberine in California. It is probably the best high top manufacturing company in the country. They have amazing reviews. They're definitely pricey, but you are paying for what you get. And we are paying for our high top just under $4,000. It's like $3,900 something dollars. And the reason why it's so expensive is because, number one, we have an extended van, so it requires a lot more fiberglass to make it. Number two, we're also paying for installation, which is $800. You don't have to have them install it for you if you don't want to. You can do it yourself. So you can either pick it up and then go somewhere else to install it, or they also ship it. I'm pretty sure the shipping is going to be around the same price, $800 to $1,000. So you might as well just drive there and have them install it because they're professionals. And we also have having them put in reinforcements on the inside of the fiberglass tops. They're going to put a piece of plywood along the whole top of the roof, and they're going to put 2 wooden strips on the sides of it so we can mount shelves on the inside, or we can put a solar panel on top, whatever we want up there. I think with the reinforcements you can put up to 350 pounds of stuff on top of your roof, which is nice, because we do want to put probably a rack on top of there to carry some stuff or something like that. Next question is from Slime Bucket. Oh, hey Slime Bucket. I like your videos, Evie. I have a question for a future Q&A. Do you ever have any culture clashes, good or bad? Russian tradition versus American traditions, like certain condiments or new food, maybe taking your shoes off before entering. Do you use a lot of slang in Russia, etc., etc.? Plus, I love your music. Thank you, Slime Bucket. We definitely experience some culture clashes once in a while. In regards to food, the one I can think of is I like, I guess, weird things to put in my food. So like my favorite is an Evie sandwich, which is just white bread with cold butter and cold piece of cheese. Lots of butter. Jed finds it disgusting. I also like caviar, and Jed hates it. Sometimes we clash, not necessarily because of the culture differences, but because English is not my first language. So he would be telling me something, or we'd be talking about something, and I would take whatever he's saying to me in a different way than he's meaning to, only because I'm not quite understanding what he's trying to tell me, and vice versa. I will be trying to tell him something, how I feel, what's bothering me, and it would come out completely different from what I mean to say, and we argue about that. Let's see, next question comes from Flame Dancer 44. Other YouTubers are talking about how the videos are being demonetized as soon as they're up. Have you had any issues? Hope not. Sounds as if YouTube is not a good source of income anymore for many channels. I actually have never had this problem until last night or yesterday. So I do have problems with demonetization. I would put up the video, it would be monetized. I would make it public and everything would be good. And then maybe in the next day or so, it would get demonetized. I would appeal it, and then it will, maybe take a few hours, and then it's monetized again. And I think like my last 10 videos or so, most of them have been demonetized at one point or another. But the video I uploaded yesterday, which is farting on VANLIFE weekly rants, which you can see in my videos, that got demonetized as soon as I uploaded. As soon as I clicked monetize, it got demonetized, and I appealed it right away, and I've probably waited for over 24 hours and to publish it, because I wanted to make sure it's monetized before I publish it, and it didn't get monetized, so I just published it today actually, and hopefully we'll get monetized at some point later today. But that's the only video that got demonetized right away. Jet, on the other hand, his last probably 10 videos or so, as soon as he would upload them, they would get demonetized right away. So it's a little bit different for both of us. Next question. From Travel Forever, Evie, you sound like Russian. I'm wondering, are you? And yes, I am. I was born and raised in Moscow, Russia, and I've been living in the United States for over 10 years now. And I've been kind of traveling all around. I lived in Seattle, I lived in Portland, I lived in New York City, and now I live in the van and travel the country. I'm currently in Nevada, and we're gonna go to California here shortly to get a high top. Yeah, I go back home at least. I try to go back home once a year, once every 2 years, to go see my family. My brother and my aunt and my uncle and my grandparents, they all live back home. So I try to go visit them, you know, as much as I can, but it is pricey. The tickets are very expensive. So I don't get to go as often as I would like to. Let's see, next question comes from Jeremy AZ57. And it's from the video where I talk about van life with a dog, or living in the van with the dog. Does she shed as much as Jed? Laughing emoji. He's talking about Lily. I don't know. Jed?
She sheds a lot more than me.
Yeah, she sheds a lot more than Jed. And she definitely sheds more than me, and I shed more than Jed. I'm a shedder. You can find my hair all over the van. Runway is asking, great video, Evie. What is your country of origin? I already answered that. I am from Russia, Russian Federation, USSR, the Soviet Union, whatever you call it. I was actually born in USSR and then later became, a citizen of Russian Federation when the whole Soviet Union collapsed. That should give you an idea how old I am. Let's see, next question comes from Ramos King of Rome 5. Hey there. I will definitely do that way for my cooking. How did it affect the battery, major drain or not? How did it affect the battery? It definitely drains it. The cooktop uses anywhere between 200 watts to 1200 watts, and we only have 100 amp hour lithium battery. So we can only cook during the day when it's sunny, or if we do cook later in the day when it's dark, we do have to run our van for a little bit because it does drain the battery. Once we add a second battery bank, it shouldn't be a problem anymore. But yeah, it definitely takes some power, but it is very efficient though. It can boil water in minutes and it cooks a lot faster, and you can always keep it at the lower setting where it's about 200 watts. Let's see, next question comes from Diana Casey, or Diana. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. She says, I would like to travel. I'm just worried about bears and big animals. How do you suggest I make sure I do not encounter an animal on my journey? That's a good question. There's no guarantee that you're not going to encounter an animal on your journey, but what you can do to help is when you camp somewhere, make sure you don't leave any food outside. If you have any garbage, make sure to leave it inside of your vehicle, maybe up front. Every time we have a bag of garbage, I usually tuck it in our driver seat floor area, and I usually double bag it to make sure it doesn't smell. Having like an airtight container would definitely help. We just have no space for it right now. If you absolutely have to leave your garbage outside, make sure it's like double or triple bagged, or in an airtight container, or you have like a bear can where you can put in that bears can get into. Make sure you're at this level.
Your mic is right here?
Yeah, right here.
Okay, so so if you have garbage or food tied up in a bag all the way up in a tree, if you're in the desert, you don't have to worry about bears. The worst thing I hear is snakes and scorpions and stuff like that. In that case, anything you leave outside, shake it off before you put it inside and look it over, make sure there's no scorpions or snakes on it or spiders or anything. For bears, yeah, the main thing is tie your stuff up in the tree. If you cook in your van, it's gonna smell like food and bears might want to come in. The only place where bears are really a problem is around people where people have fed bears. So if you stay out of the main campgrounds, your chances of encountering a bear are pretty slim, and they're way more afraid of you than you are of them. It's easy to scare them off. Grizzly bears are totally different animals from black bears. just research them. The more you learn about how they actually, work, I guess, the less you'll be afraid of them. They're really nothing to be afraid of. And the other thing is, you can't live your life in fear. If you live your life in fear, then you're never going to do anything. So I guess think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, another thing what we did when we stayed at the wildlife refuge, there's a lot of like little kangaroo rats out there and coyotes, and when we had more than just one bag of garbage, we actually put it on top of our roof to make sure it doesn't attract those kangaroo rats and they don't get inside and get in our van when we put the garbage in the van to leave. Okay, next question comes from Bill Norris. You say you don't want propane due to the moisture, so what do you use for heat? We actually don't use anything for heat. We don't have a heater in our van at all. What we do is when we park somewhere, before it gets too cold outside, while it's still warm outside and we have warm air in the van, we'll put the reflectix in there to keep the heat inside. And yeah, we just use each other for heat. We cuddle up. We have a very nice comforter that keeps us warm at night. So even if it's like 40 or 50 degrees in the van, we sleep completely naked under that comforter and stay plenty warm. And between 3 of us in the van, we produce enough body heat to keep it warmer than it is outside.
Some other options are to heat up some water and put it in a water bottle and put the water bottle in bed with you. A lot of people have suggested that to me. And just insulation in my Astro van, just my body heat would heat up the inside of that van 10 degrees in no time. It'd be 10 degrees warmer inside the van than outside. And I would also light candles, just a bunch of candles, and that would heat it up really fast too.
That's dangerous though. If you knock one over.
If you knock one over, yeah, it can be. I mean, I don't leave them burning all night. I just heat them up for an hour or two and chillax and heat it up in there. But yeah, I would only use the Mr. Buddy heater enough to heat it up hot enough to get undressed and get into bed. And in the morning when I woke up, if it was really cold, I would turn it on real quick, just enough to get out of bed and get dressed. But I didn't leave it running for very long ever.
Yeah,
so.
Thank you. Let's continue. Okay, next question comes from Michael Blassie. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your names, guys. I'm very sorry. I'm not very good at names and all of that stuff. Anyways, he's asking, good video, Evie. It's nice to see you and Jed on the road, living the dream. You headed to the Vanville with other YouTubers. We actually just came from there. We didn't plan on going there at all, actually, and then we decided to go and join for a few days and meet up with people and experience it for ourselves, and I'm so glad we did. We had an amazing time. We met a lot of amazing people, and it's definitely completely different from what we thought it would be. And yeah, we're definitely glad we went. We're definitely going to go to RTR this year, and we're definitely going to go to the next Vanville party because it is a lot of fun, and it's good to be surrounded by people who share the same interests and the same lifestyle as you. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. And next question comes from Apawa Back. Great video. Where did you find the virtual assistant job? I found the virtual assistant job on the website called Fancy Hands. It's very easy. You apply. The applying process involves you doing a few typing tests and microphone tests that require you to have a laptop and a good headphones with a good mic. And yeah, you just do a few tests. It took them about a month to approve me because they didn't need any assistance. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. In my How to Make Money on the Road video, I actually put a lot of links in the description where you can find online jobs and seasonal jobs. So definitely go to that video and check those out. There's a lot of great info there. Next question comes from No Pro Go Pronto. He says, or she, I'm sorry, you haven't done a Q&A in a while. How about a 10 to 12 minute unedited video answering your questions? Outside of the van, of course, with the awesome background for us. Here it is, awesome background, and I'm outside of the van. My question is, how has it been for you since living in the van full-time with Jed? Does he fart all the time and thinks it's funny? How much of the pain is he? I hope you'll be honest. I posted the same type of comment, blah, blah, blah. I actually just made a video about farting in the van, so check that out and we'll answer your question about that. Other questions, how's it been for you since living in the van full time with Jed? It's been amazing. It's been awesome. We definitely, argue here and there and fight, but what couple doesn't? It's definitely a good test for our relationship, living in such a small place together and traveling and have that, stress of, trying to find a new place or what it is. But it's been a blast. We've been having a blast. Even through arguing and some fighting, we still have fun. So I'm definitely grateful for this experience, and I'm definitely so happy being in the road with Jed, because he's a lot of fun to travel with. Does he fart all the time and thinks it's funny? Definitely watch that video, but the short answer is yes. And I definitely go in a lot more detail about it in my farting and van life video, so check that out. How much of the pain is he? He's not a pain, but there's definitely times where he's a pain in the ass and I kind of want to strangle him or something. But for the most part, he's good. So he's very picky about, he's a germaphobe. So that kind of gets a little bit annoying. And he likes to put his dirty socks and dirty clothes on the floor, which I always have to pick up. So that can get annoying once in a while. But besides that, it's good. Another question comes from N9OWP. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that. LOL, I about choked on my coffee at Penis Hotel. Would it be just a couple of floors or real high rise? And that's in regards to my, I think, desert video. It was about 3 weeks ago or so. Yes, a Penis Hotel. There is a county in Nevada where you don't need a building permit to build anything. You just buy a piece of land and you can build whatever you want on it. And I had an idea of building a little penis hotel where you can rent a room and it will be like a tourist attraction that can attract a lot of people to the town, and we can make money that way. Plus it would look super cool, it would be a once in a lifetime thing. So let's see, I think I have one more question. I'm just trying to find it. It's from My Home in the Country. And this is an amazing question. I think it's a perfect question to end this video. Is how does one get past any fears of hitting the road and traveling? Any tips? If you ask different people that question, everybody's going to give you different answers. And my answer for that is to get past the fear, you just have to do it. Just get on the road. Even if you don't have a van yet, if you have a car or a small SUV, just pick it up, just bring enough to survive for a week, like blankets, pillows, some food, some water, and just hit the road and try it out for a week or a few days and see how that goes. If you have any anxiety, work through it. Maybe watch some videos on that. Jed has actually an amazing video on his channel from a few years back where he talks about anxiety on the road and how he overcame that. So definitely check that out. I was definitely scared of quitting my job and doing this at first, and I definitely had anxiety about it, but I just pushed my way through it and just did it. And once I actually went over that line of fear, I felt amazing and so happy that I actually made the decision. So my advice would be, just do it. Just get on the road. If you're not sure if this lifestyle is for you to begin with, just like I said, get in your car, get in your van or SUV. If you don't have a car, maybe rent one. Rent like a little SUV or a minivan for a few days. And, go camping, maybe an hour away, and just try it out for yourself and see how you like it. And the more you do it, more the shorter trips you do, the better you're going to feel about it. And eventually it's going to feel like a second nature to you. It's going to feel like that's what life is for you now. For everybody watching, if you have any advice for that question or if you have a different answer, definitely drop it down below in the comments and I will make sure to feature that in my next video, like my next Q&A video. Definitely let me know in the comments down below if this video is something you want to see from me, and if you have any more questions, drop them down below and I will try to answer them either in the video form or maybe I'll put it in one of my vlogs. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys next time.